Hi, I'm KATHRYN DYER, and this is my husband.
KARL ZOLTAN.
And you're listening to
Can't Tell You Everything podcast.
Mini.
So we're going to do a little short one, talk about a murder mystery that KATHRYN and I solved.
Okay, that is a little dramatic.
We
That's
solved it.
Yeah, no, we didn't. And
Instagram solved it.
No. That's it.
No, we did.
This was not rehearsed. No, but the real
It's a
story.
truth.
Okay, all right. Let's tell the story.
All right. So we went to our favorite oak tree to go shoot one evening as a release, and there just had been a fire in the fields, and there's these oak trees in the fields. So we park, we get out, and then we go, and Kathy's looking for a spot to shoot, and she can take it from here.
Well, so basically my photography is like 90%, 95% wandering around aimlessly, kind of, I don't know, exploring, and like 5 to 10% actually taking a photo. Sometimes I come away with 2 photos, but I cover a lot of ground.
You do, babe, you do.
Yours is more the opposite.
I got 100 photos.
So Carl's shooting, I don't know what, and I'm just wandering, and of course. And I'm wandering through these ashes. The ground, I mean, it was kind of eerie. The ground was like all ashes.
Yeah, well, it was high brush and it all burned down, so it was kind of easy to walk on, but it was messy and fire brush and
right. My
ash.
footprints were everywhere.
Yeah, it was a mess.
Converse on.
Yes,
They made a distinct like this waffle pattern all over.
Uh-huh.
And there was one tree that was kind of short, fat, like a fairy tale looking tree.
Yeah.
That trunk was totally burned.
Yeah, it was kind of half dead-ish.
Yes. Well, I mean, it had been on fire, Carl.
Yeah.
So, ashes everywhere where I'm walking.
Mm-hmm.
And you're off on the other side somewhere. And I'm just kind of, looking around. And then I look down and I think, oh my gosh, this looks like a gun. So I called to you, Carl, and I said, Carl, like, you need to see this. And he's probably thinking I found something that, like, I think he should take a photo of or something, kind of like, no, what, your usual thing. What,
Right.
Whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm saying, like, no, you need to come and see what I found. And I told you, I found a gun.
I said, right.
You said, no, you didn't.
Right. Well, I didn't want it. Yes.
Yes.
No way you found a gun.
Right. So then I took you over. I made you come over because I wanted to show it to you.
Mm-hmm.
And you said, this is definitely not a gun. This is like a toy or something.
Well, it's a AR-15.
It was melted.
It was burnt, and part of it, the plastic on it melted away. But, you could tell it was a gun, but I thought it was like a old toy gun or something from years past. It was under branches, underneath the tree. It wasn't like out in the open. It was closer by the stump, underneath the branches. And normally we wouldn't be in there or see it, but the fire exposed everything.
Right. It burned the roots. It burned the leaves. It was just all ash.
Right.
And it was kind of, up on top of this ash, though, at that point.
Right.
And it stood out because the ash was so light. And in contrast, the gun was
like
very,
white and black.
Yeah, dark. Yeah. And so anyway, you said, like, okay, I'll notify the authorities and just let them know so they can check it out.
Right. And I took pictures of it where it was sitting for evidentiary value. And, we got it documented right where it was at, and I could tell it was metal. And I said, well, we'll deal with it later. It was getting dark. We probably had to eat, and we wanted to get back, and, I was hungry.
And honestly, I think at the most we thought this was probably, something that was broken and someone disposed of it there. Or it was like a, what do you call it? Like a BB gun, but not
BB gun,
guns,
a pellet gun. That's what I thought
that.
it was. It was half burnt. It was messed up.
Right. So we figured, like, who's going to put a real gun there?
Right. And then on the next day or two, I got a hold of the police. They went out there and they checked it out. And next thing I know, they're calling me up and said, "You guys found it. you guys solved the case. And I'm going, what are you talking about? I think it was like 2 years earlier, there's a murder in the city I worked in, and it was a Skimex murder. There's a series show about it. I found out from the detectives that the gun serial number came back to an AR-15 used in a murder in the city I worked in. The murder happened 2 years ago. They've been looking for this gun for 2 years. They spent over $6,000 or something looking for it. They've searched.
I think 10 times that.
60 grand.
Mm-hmm.
60 grand. They checked the bottom of ponds. They checked the whole, I don't know, like 10, 15-mile radius looking for this rifle. And I was in shock. I go, are you kidding me? So we had to keep it on wraps for a while because
the trial hadn't happened.
Right. And then this took an alibi away from somebody because they didn't have the weapon. And I went out there back to the scene when the detectives from the DA's office were out there getting it, and they were thrilled. And Kathy was a hero. She solved the case. Good job. But yeah, and then the tree you were talking about, they cut a 1 foot by 2 foot square in it, took outside of it, looking for shell casing.
Because they never found that.
Yeah, they never found the shell casing, so they thought it'd be there too.
So they believe somebody close to the suspect, who's now convicted murderer.
Right, it was his girlfriend at the time.
He murdered his father.
Right.
And they believe that somebody close to him hid this gun
Right.
under the leaves and under all the brush that is normally in this field where we shoot. I mean, we were shooting there regularly.
We go there 2-3
several
times a week. Right.
And it just so happened this one, and we never saw the fire happen there. I
No.
didn't even know a fire had
No.
happened. And the funniest thing is one of the big impressions they said was that, my gosh, your footprints were all over the place because I had those waffle weave Converse, and I was really just exploring, looking for photos.
Yeah.
And that, folks, is
Can't tell you everything.
Minnie.
All right.
We are going to try to tell you something bizarre that we've been through in these mini episodes, and let us know in the comments below if you found this informative, funny, if you realize that we're big goofballs, whatever. Just let us know, and we will share more because we got stories, don't we?
Oh, we got a lot of stories. And then I'll put a link in there for the Skimex murder that this gun was related to. They did a episode on it on TV. And if you want more information, that's where you get it. Thank you.
That's the mini.
All right. Bye.
Bye.